Hello, Football Nation. This is Ziki, and I'm back again with some more football stories. We are focusing on CAF World Cup qualifiers that started yesterday. And of course, let's look at Group C, where Zimbabwe is. I have to remind you that we are currently sitting at the bottom of that group with only 4 points from 6 matches, having drawn 4 games. However, we are looking at collecting maximum points. Zimbabwe is going to be playing against Benin tomorrow, and then later on play against Rwanda on the 9th of September. Now, the last time we faced off with Benin was in match day 5. In that match, it ended 2-2, and of course, we were 2-0 down before Zimbabwe scored 2 goals via Marshall Monetsi and Knowledge Musona. So we are also looking at winning against them. For us right now, it's not a matter of a draw or a loss, but only a win. And it's possible looking at the squad that we currently have. Like I said, we need to make sure that we play very well, especially in our defense. This is where a problem is, because goalkeeper, of course, we understand that goalkeeper, of course, is a player that ends up just being a helper. But in the beginning, the match has to be played in the field. This is why it is very important to have a strong defense, you understand. And also in the midfield, where we usually lose the balls. We know that if your midfield is not strong enough, then you cannot do anything, because in the midfield, this is where your defense is built, and this is also where your attack is built. So let's see how Zimbabwe is going to play out. Now, let's just look at the games that Zimbabwe has played so far. In match day 1, we played against Rwanda, and it ended 0-0. And then Zimbabwe played against Nigeria. It also ended 1-1. That was another draw. Our first loss came against Lesotho, where we lost 2-0 there. And then we lost again versus South Africa, 3-1. And then Zimbabwe went on to draw against Benin. That was 2-2. And we also draw again against Nigeria. That was 1-1. So now we are left with only 4 matches. First against Benin, next against Rwanda, then against South Africa, and last against Lesotho. So these are the matches that we are left with. So I understand that right now, a lot of things has been spoken about the Zimbabwean squad. We already know the names that we have. This is just the squad that we have, but we are looking forward to having all the Tawandas, making us proud. And in defense, we've got the Jalai. We've been very active in the Zimbabwean league. We are looking that maybe they're going to continue like that. Okay, we've also, Teenage Hadebe. They are also going to be there. And then, so you know what I'm saying. What I was trying to point out is that Zimbabwe is a team that has got relatively good players. I'll put it like that, because also another factor that we have to put in is that our players, they don't really have much time to play together, to understand each other's how the game is going. So sometimes they just meet in camp, and then they have to compete in such high level competitions. So sometimes it's very, very difficult for us to have this kind of what can I say, this kind of great rapport between the players. But we are hoping that Mike Onis is going to be able to give us a win. Okay, at least one win. Let us have a win. Mike Onis has to make sure that these guys, they give us a win. So we are going to be rooting against our own Zim Warriors. We might not have a chance in qualifying for the World Cup, but just winning in terms of FIFA rankings is also very good for us, and also in preparation for the upcoming AFCON, which we've already qualified for. So let's see how everything is going to play out right now. And I've been following the guys who are in camp right now. The morale is high, and everyone seems to be there. Of course, unfortunately for Fusira, is not going to be part of the squad, even though he was initially called up. We understand the story that happened, and he ended up being replaced by Roshesha. So we wish him the best wherever he is right now. I know that it's so sad and unfortunate that he cannot be part of this very, very important match for Zimbabwe. But for us fans, all we want is a win. If only, some of these games could be held in Zimbabwe, it was going to be very, very interesting. Like I was following I'm forgetting the name of the team. They're going to be Ivory Coast. I was looking at them saying that the stadium is fully booked. All the tickets have been bought. People are looking forward to these games. It's so interesting, for the fans to just have that feel of football in their home soil. But unfortunately for Zimbabwe, maybe in the future things are going to work out well. But currently things are not very, very good on our part. Like I also said, that is Zimbabwe has already conceded 9 goals and scored only 5 goals. So we are on a -4 goal difference, which is not very, very good. I feel like we need to make sure that our attack doesn't waste goals once they have them, okay? Once they get the ball, don't have to waste any goals or losing the goals just like that. We need to have forwards that are going to be able to score goals for us. All right, so this is all I had for you, my friends, and let's see how everything is going to play out. We wish the best to Michael Nice, but I'm going to come back again with some more stories from different other groups as well that have already played. You know, we also have our neighbors who are also playing. You know, I always root for SADC teams, you know, to qualify for some of these games, but maybe currently it's a little bit difficult with Mozambique being one of those teams that might do us great justice. But let's see how everything is going to play out. My name is Melody Ziki. Until then, take care.